Money. It affects our everyday life. But how do we make more of it? Manage it. And make sure we make the most of our money. Welcome to Money Mindful, a podcast to teach and support you as you learn to manage your money.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Money Mindful podcast. I am your host, Meaghan Jean Smith. I'm a money mindset and life coach for women entrepreneurs. I help you create your money and life goals. Good stuff. All right. Before we get into it, I would like to bring your attention to a resource that I have available for you. It is on my website. I've mentioned it before, but I'm going to mention it again. Maybe you're a first-time listener and you don't know about it. It's a 3-part video training. So I email you over the course of 3 days with 3 short videos. And it's all about how to create your money and life goals. Like, it's an actual mini training for you, because often we have ideas in our head, right? But it's hard sometimes to get those ideas out into real life, right? Because we get caught up with obstacles that get in the way, whatever they are, whether they're mindset obstacles, real, actual, tangible skills that you need to learn. And so in the video training, I teach you the process of how to actually get those goals in your head, out of your head and into real life, like a process that you can follow so you can do that so your goals are as good as done. Because one of the common obstacles that I've noticed myself and other entrepreneurial women face is that we kind of get in our own way. We get stuck, right? And we spin on problems that aren't really, well, they are problems, but we spin on stuff that is solvable. We spin on things in our head and procrastinate and get stuck on obstacles that actually we can overcome. And this is what that training is all about, like really giving you a process that you can lean on so you can create your money and life goals and go for it, right? And you've always got that process that you can come back to as a guide. So that's available to you by just going to my website, moneymindful.com.au, and it's just in the menu bar. It says Get Free Course. So go and get it. It will be emailed to you. Once you have done the course, you'll be added to my email list, so you'll continue to receive emails from me. No hard feelings. If you want to get the course and then unsubscribe, that's totally available to you too. Just being completely upfront with you. All right, here we go. Let's get into today's episode. And it's all about everything, pretty much every obstacle standing in the way of you and your dreams, like your dream money and life goals, is a learnable skill. Let me just say that again. Pretty much every obstacle standing in the way of you and your dream money and life goals is a learnable skill. Do you know how awesome that is? Because once you really take on board that that's all that's in the way, you totally can create your money and life goals. Like, that is completely available to you. So let me give you some examples. Okay, for instance, first of all, a lot of my clients come to me because they feel stuck, right? It's like they have an idea of what they want to do, but they kind of just feel stuck, like they're not going anywhere, right? Like they're not being able to create what it is that they want. Like moving through negative emotion and taking action anyway is a learnable skill, right? Like getting unstuck, the best way to get unstuck is to actually start taking action, right? Like to move yourself out of being stuck. And that is a mindset shift, but it's also just taking action. And That 100% is a learnable skill. Like learning how to identify when you are stuck, like noticing, right? Because at first what happens is we get stuck, but we don't know how to get out of it, right? But once you are taught how to get out of being stuck, you recognize it when it comes up and you can actually take the steps required to get unstuck, right? It's a learnable skill. And lots of people teach this skill, right? Like I teach this skill to my clients. You can read a bazillion self-help books and they will give you strategies of what to do when you feel stuck. It's a learnable skill. All right, another common obstacle that gets in the way of creating your money and life goals is getting bogged down with self-doubt and comparison-itis, if there is such a word. And I've just got my hand up here, like put your hand up if you ever experience moments of self-doubt and comparing yourself to others. Yeah, I'm an expert at that. Now, the way to overcome that is fostering self-love and trust, right? Building self-confidence, right? That is a learnable skill. And that has been some of the deepest work that I have done over the last few years that has moved me into creating the money and life that I want, right? Like this is something that I have had to learn. A lot of us aren't brought up with the skills or the role models of seeing people who really have a lot of compassion and kindness for themselves. You know, a lot of our modeling, what we see in our parents and, you know, when we were growing up, or our elder people in our community, like our teachers, you know, there wasn't a lot of, I didn't see that, like people who were really kind and compassionate to themselves. You know, I saw a lot of judgment, judging, especially my peer group, like, oh, not thin enough, not good looking enough, not smart enough, not whatever enough, like we're bombarded with it as well in media. So it's not a surprise if you haven't grown up like with this skill of really being your own best friend, right? But it is actually something that you can learn how to do. Okay, let me take you through some other common obstacles that I see that get in the way of creating your money and life goals. Okay, don't know how to get the ideas out of your head and into an actionable plan. Okay, this is resolved by goal setting so that the result that you want is as good as done. Learnable skill. I just told you at the start of this episode, I have a mini training on this that you can go and access for free. Go and download that if you're not sure, if you don't have a goal setting process. There's heaps of different goal setting processes, right? And you can find the one that works for you. I'm offering you one that you can use that works for me and my clients, and it's totally available for you to try too and learn that skill. Another common one, having scarcity around money, right? Being scared to invest in yourself or your business or your goals, right? Under-earning. These are common obstacles to reaching your money goals, right? Now, creating an amazing relationship with money and creating more, like learning ways to create more money via your business or via investing, these are learnable skills, right? Another common one for entrepreneurial women is you have an amazing product or service, right? Or you have an amazing business idea that you want to get off the ground, but nobody knows about it. Sales and marketing. This is the solution to that, right? For people to know about your product or service, sales and marketing. That is a learnable skill. Nobody is born knowing how to be an amazing sales and marketer. These are skills that you learn. I've had to learn them. I'm constantly working on my sales and marketing skills in my business because that's how I create more income coming into my business, right? It's a learnable skill. Being scared to take action on those big impossible dreams that you've got. Again, the solution to this problem is taking courageous action and 100% having your own back so you feel safe, right, to venture into unknown territory. This, believe it or not, is a learnable skill. I'm bringing this to your attention because when we're going for new goals in life, right? Like, so a money goal, we want to increase the revenue in our business. That's, most common. Like we want to increase the income that we have in our lives. We often can go to a place where we think it's not available to us, right? Like that's only available to that person over there. Or we compare ourselves to someone else, like another service provider or a coach, for example. I mean, I'm a coach, so I'm just giving you an example that relates to me. You can look at somebody else who's doing well in your industry and think, oh, well, they're just better than me, right? Somehow, like they just grew up on the right side of the street. No, so often the only difference between you and the person that you're comparing yourself to is that they've just learnt the skill required to get the result that you want. That's it, truly. Like I look at some businesses that I see that are in my sphere, and some of them are killing it and some of them aren't. And the difference that I see is that one business, it's not that one business has a better product than the other. Often it's just one business has marketing and sales skills, right? Like they know how to market their business. And so they get more business and they create more money in their business, right? And then they get more social proof that their business is doing well, and the cycle continues. Meanwhile, from the outside, we can make that mean a whole lot of things about ourselves, like, oh, I'm terrible at business, I'm never going to get where I want to go. And it's just simply not true. It just means that standing in the way of you and what you want, like the result that you want, between that place is a learnable skill. And the way to get to where you want to go is just figuring out what is it that you need to learn, right? Often it's mindset stuff. Often it is actually a physical thing that you need to learn. Like, for instance, if you're in a business, you for sure, like an online business, right, which so many of us are now, you for sure need to know how to market your business. And that can be done in so many different ways. Like if I just go with this example, you might do email marketing, you might be on social media marketing, you might have a podcast doing marketing, you might do it the old-fashioned way and have advertisements, or you might do Facebook ads, or maybe you go out and meet people and you tell them what you do and you generate business in that way, just being seen, right? Like being out and people being able to know that your business exists. But this doesn't just fall in our lap when we start a business, right? We have to learn how to do these things. And so I want to leave you today in summary with wherever you're at in your journey towards your goals right now, like whether it's just if your goals are just still in your head and you haven't actually taken action towards it, the first step for you is just the learnable skill for you. The next one is just getting a goal setting process, learning how to actually get an idea out of your head and create that into a reality. And that's basically just following a process of learning how to identify what you want, working out what the obstacles are in the way, and then handling those obstacles one at a time until you reach your goal. All right, that's it. And, that's one of the main reasons why having a coach is so amazing, because a coach will help you. There'll be some obstacles that like you need to learn how to do something particular in your business, or you need to learn a particular thing to create more income. But some things you won't realize that are in the way, right? Like their mindset. That's mindset stuff that you've got that you need to overcome, like self-doubt, right? Like that's much harder to do on your own. And that's why it's great, like working with someone, right? Or to identify those hidden obstacles that you don't realize that are there, the ones that are transparent to us. That's usually the mindset stuff, right? So if you feel like you're stuck and you're not moving towards your goal, the first thing to look at is actually just create awareness about, well, what is it that I think is in the way of creating this goal? Maybe it's an actual physical skill that you can see that you need to learn, right? Like, you want to be a hairdresser, but you don't know how to cut hair. Just random example that came to my head. Well, that's pretty obvious what to do, right? You need to go to hairdressing school, right? Like there's some things like that. We just need to go and learn that skill. And then the next piece is, if there's things that are getting in the way that you just feel like you lack confidence, or it's more to do with your self-concept of who you are, then that's when you're going to want some other help, right? Like mindset help to overcome that. So I want you to take away from this episode, the only obstacle that's in your way is a learnable skill. I want you to get some peace of mind from that. So instead of focusing on what's not working, right, that you have this goal that you want to create, but it's not creating, I don't want you looking for problems, but what I want you to do is ask yourself, okay, so what could the solution to this be? So whatever it is that's getting in the way of you and reaching your goals, what is the solution? And sure enough, it's going to be something that you can learn how to move forward from. And then just go and learn that skill and practice it again and again and again and again and again until it's not an obstacle anymore. It really is that easy, even though in the moment, I totally get it. It feels like, right? Am I ever going to be able to get to where I want to go? Yes, you can. It's just a learnable skill. So go and learn it. A lot of the common obstacles that I've mentioned today, such as feeling stuck, not moving forward, getting bogged down with self-doubt, not knowing how to get the ideas out of your head and into reality, or having scarcity around money, not having a great relationship with money, or just with yourself in terms of feeling like you're lacking the confidence to move forward to create those big goals that you have in your business and your life. That's what I can help you with. I can help you get unstuck. I can help you create an amazing relationship with money. I can help you learn how to identify the obstacles that are getting in the way and how to actually overcome them. Because once you know what's getting in the way and you actually have the skills, like the practical skills that I teach you in my coaching program, that's why so many of my clients create results like really quickly, because once you've got that under your belt, it no longer is an obstacle, right? So I would love to help you create your money and life goals. The way that you do that is to book a consult with me. We get to know each other in the consult. I ask you lots of questions. I find out if you're a good fit for my program. And if you are, then I will invite you to work with me. You can book a consultation by going to my website. That's moneymindful.com learnable.com.au. I am taking on new clients in June, so I am meeting with people now in May. So if you want to work with me, now is the time to sign up for a consult. This is the perfect time to create your goals that you want to see this year out. Now, I know it's May, but how far along are you with your goals that you had for this year? If you want help to get them done by the end of the year, this is the time to sign up. Sign up with me now and let's work on them so you reach those goals that you want to work on by the end of the year. Such a beautiful thing. All right, until you hear from me again next week, have an amazing week. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Money Mindful podcast. For more info, visit moneymindful.com.au. For future episodes, be sure to subscribe. And remember, the information in this podcast is of a general nature only and does not take into account your personal circumstances or goals. Please seek professional advice for your own financial needs. Remember to have fun along the way.